Perched high up in the Maluti Mountains, Lesotho is one of the most inhospitable and remote countries in southern Africa. High mountains and deep valleys make it virtually impossible to travel without the aid of an old faithful Basotho pony. It wasn't until international funds were made available in the early 1960s that there was any progress in road construction. Bob Phillips claimed he'd just built the worst road in the world and asked if it would be of any interest to motoring clubs. Thus, in 1967, the Sports Car Club organized the first Roof of Africa rally, which was won by a youthful-looking Jan Hetema in a Volvo. By the 1980s, cars had changed somewhat. Compare three-times winner Des Tarberton's futuristic King Scorpion to the early Volvo. Victory in the 1984 event went to the Scarab of Ensslin and Ramsayer, and Neil Woolwich claimed the two-wheel class honours on a 500cc Kawasaki. The 1987 event was described as one of the toughest on record, and Philip Malan and Brian Holt eased their Toyota Land Cruiser through the mud to give the marque the honour of being the first to notch up 3 wins. German rider Jürgen Mayer, on the other hand, gave KTM its 9th win in the mountains. History was made in 1989 when there were ties for both the car and motorcycle wins. Rob Yates and 1976 motorcycle winner Kenny Stolthammer teamed up to give Raceco its maiden roof win, as Kawasaki riders Alfie Cox and Jeremy Davies shared the motorcycle win. Nissan's crew of R.P. Reinicker and Lucas Dreyer were credited with the same time as Yates and Stolthammer to share the car honours. Richard Schilling became the first car driver to notch up a hat-trick of wins by taking the car honours in 90, 91 and 92. And Alfie Cox was starting to stamp his authority on the event and scored his hat-trick on a Kawasaki in 91. Springbok rallyist Cassie Coetzee and Richard Leek won in 93 with their potent turbocharged Toyota Hilux 4x4. And Cox was Honda mounted for his 5th win. Land Rover scored its first win in 1994 when Cliff Barker and Mike Redden beat the dust with V8 power. And Cox sailed to victory for KTM. Yamaha quad racer Derek Johnson made history by being the first four-wheeler to finish, but the quad class was not officially recognized in those days. Last year, victory went to Stan Illman and Franz Stangel's technologically advanced Raceco Porsche, which featured a state-of-the-art Tiptronic semi-automatic gearbox. After spending much of the season in Europe, Cox returned to notch up another win for KTM, while Vickers van Deventer made it look easy on Yamaha's quad. First in production class in their Toyota Land Cruiser was enough to give R.P. Reinicker and Robin Houghton the national championship title. Each year the Lesotho Sun is invaded by hordes of competitors who are always busy with last-minute preparations before scrutineering takes place. This year there was a good entry of almost 160 cars, bikes and quads, which turned the car park into a colourful bustle of activity. An added attraction was a large contingent of some of the top European enduro riders determined to conquer the Malutis. Both the 200 and 250 motorcycle championships were wide open, and any rider in the top 3 of each class had a realistic shot at the titles. Alfie Cox's domination throughout the year had already secured the open class, but Kevin Fisher and Grant Bloomfield were level pegging for the runner-up position.
I was in Europe last year, obviously Dirk and his brother Bert van Zitterwit, who's come here before in 80 and 81. They helped me out last year. I rode with the German guys that have come out this year. There's 5 of them that we're looking after. I think Dirk is the best German rider. He's come, this is his 3rd time here. He he understands how the race is. Karl-Heinz Holtz is a small 4-stroke champion in Germany, South German. He's also a fighter. I know he's a fighter. The other guys, are more the middle German riders, and I don't think we've got a threat from them. But I think Dirk and Karl-Heinz Holt could be up in the front.
The father and son team of Franz Czepek Senior and Junior headed the specials category, while single-seater pilot Marius Borain was only 10 points adrift.
Yeah, this year we got a bit of a better lead than we had last year on the overall and the class championship. But nevertheless, the roof will still be the decider. It's better to be ahead than to be behind. So from that point of view, it's a little bit more comfort. But it's 1.5 point scoring, so it's because it's a long race, so it doesn't make that much difference.
Vickers van Deventer was way ahead of the rest in the over 200cc quad class, and likewise, Christo Panamava had things pretty much his own way in the small capacity class.
Daar's twee dinge. Punt nommer 1, jy moet jouself voorberei om te sê jy gaan hom klaarmaak. Jy moet nie te hard probeer nie, want jy kan jou 10 kilos kan jouself uitbrand. Hierdie hy kan jou doodmaak. So jy moet 'n pas kan ry wat jy vir 1000 km in hierdie berge pas kan ry, is nie maklik nie. Jy moet 'n pas kan hanteer van die wegtrek af om hom daar te kan maak.
All Woolwich and Vermaak needed to do to clinch the production category title was finish. Defending champions Reinecker and Houghton, on the other hand, had no option but to go for the win.
Our strategy is a very difficult one. Obviously we want to race and we want to win the race, but it'll be stupid to go out there and push it as hard as possible. Our strategy is to take it easy and to get to the finish. Our prime objective is to win the championship for Nissan, and if we can win the race, that'll be a bonus as well.